I I feel as though um I feel like my rights are being violated here. I was told that
Okay.
this court matter was not happening today.
He just said that himself. He just said the case was dismissed.
Okay. And am I able to find out if that actually happened?
Well, he's indicating here to the court that the case should be dismissed. We did just transition to a new online filing system. And so my inclination is that his dismissal is working its way through that system. The court has not seen it, but I'm noting in my file that the case is dismissed. If we don't receive it, we'll just notify Mr. Dewar to file a new one. But for
Mhm.
your purposes today, the case is dismissed.
But in June, they said the same thing and then they had court without me. So that's why I made sure that I was here.
That's a good practice to always make sure that you follow up to make sure your things are dismissed. I don't have the June file. It's not this file. This is a new file. So I can't
Yeah, it was
speak to
for
what happened in June.
Tony Flores, Judge Tony Flores, what I believe was the judge. But thank you so much, Your Honor.
No problem. You have a happy new year.
You too.
Your Honor, I have two more dismissals that may still be on your docket as well, if you'd like to go over those.
Who's on the phone number ending in 7030?
Chelsea Brooks.
Okay, Ms. Brooks, you need to dial in with video.
How do I do that?
You received a notice to appear with Zoom instructions, so follow the Zoom instructions.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Mr. Dewar, you said there were some other dismissals?
Yes, Your Honor, the 3136 case, Matthew Miller,
Okay,
and then the 3132, Angela Lake. Those are both dismissals.
very good. I'll note that on my docket. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Dewar, I don't see anybody here for Chelsea Brooks. There was personal service, so you can submit default. And then I did check with civil. They, it's likely they did receive your filings, but it's probably over 900 filings in there that they have to code. So
Wow.
that's why I haven't seen them yet.
Understood. Your Honor, for Mr. Royal, I think it is, I did not get a second court date or anything for him. I didn't hear it, at least.
Was it 31st? I don't remember.
Yes, at 1:30.
The 31st at 1:30.
And I presume that's in person?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cooper, you can come up to the table there. You can just stand there. Let's see. I don't think you have a public defender. So.
No.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Terrence Cooper, file number 23-02957 SM. I also have people of the state of, I'm sorry, the people of the city of Lansing versus Terrence Cooper, and that's 22L2744211. Mr. Cooper, today is the date set for an arraignment, or that we're handling an arraignment for a failure to appear bench warrant. You have the right to have a public defender present with you today. Did you want to waive that so that we can move forward with that one? Okay, and that's not waiving your right indefinitely to be represented by counsel. I do see here on October 18th, you did say that you would represent yourself. You still intend to represent yourself in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you were previously arraigned on this matter. I believe it's one count of larceny. There was a bond of $500 personal recognizance. You were to appear in court October 30th, but you failed to appear. Why is that?
I had just had major surgery. I fell out while I was working, and I had to have exploratory surgery. I still have a scar here. I really shouldn't be out here today, but I had to get it taken care of because my job and everything, I have to let them know within 10 days, you know. So once I got out the hospital, I called down here. They told me to come, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna come down there this morning. And I tried to get here before 9, Your Honor, but I can't drive yet, and so until they clear me to drive, and you know, it's kind of like getting rides and stuff. So
Okay, sounds good. So what I'll do at this point is I'll reset this matter for a new pretrial before me.
and then Judge, I do have another question.
Let me get you your pretrial date.
They scheduled it for February 6th.
Oh, okay, very good. February 6th at 8:30 in the morning is going to be your new pretrial. You do have a notice for that date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your bond at $500 will be reinstated. That's personal recognizance, so you don't have to pay anything. And then the city case, you owe $84.
And we're gonna go to the bank and get that and bring it back.
You're gonna pay today?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll note that you'll pay today.
Can we, just to be safe, because with the rise and stuff, I'll put tomorrow morning, that will be paid before tomorrow.
Okay, I'll put here that you pay by tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna pay in person?
Yes, ma'am.
As long as you do that, you'll be fine. If you don't do it, another bench warrant will issue, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and if you need an extension on that time for whatever reason, you need to contact the court so that it doesn't issue.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you had something that you wanted to ask.
I do have a question about the one with the pretrial, and this is with my ex-wife, we had.
Well, I don't want to hear any
You don't wanna hear about
issues
the
about the
case?
facts.
Okay,
Do you have another question?
if she comes in here with me, is my question, and explains this, what happened, is there?
She can contact the prosecutor's office to see
Okay, that's the
who
way
she
that-
should
that's-
contact.
okay.
And so she's not going to be required unless they've subpoenaed here to be at your next court date, because that's a pretrial.
Right.
But if you would like the court to require her presence for that purpose, we would set it for a final pretrial. That would require the prosecutor to subpoena her here, and then she can talk to them if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay, we'll set this for final pretrial.
It's the same.
I don't think that, well, February 6th is enough time. We just need to notify a page, I guess. So we'll change that date for the 6th to a final pretrial date. So you'll still appear at that date and time, but it'll be a final pretrial, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any questions?
And will I be able to, you take care of that matter then, or will we have to go through other process? Or,
What will happen is that we're gonna notify the prosecutor that this is being set for final pretrial so that they can subpoena that witness here. If they have communication prior to that satisfy them, and they want to dismiss the case, they can file that without appearing. But if not, you still need to appear to make sure, unless you receive a copy of a dismissal before then, that this matter is resolved, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions for
No,
today?
ma'am. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Have a good day.
and have a good one.
So I'm gonna turn
All right,
off the
thank you.
notice.
We're gonna give you a new notice so you know that it's a
Oh,
final
okay.
pretrial.
I have
And email page. when you get
something
to-
different than this one. It says February 6th.
Yeah, but it doesn't say final pretrial.
Oh, right.
Alright. And we put a different time for final pretrial.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No problem. You can have a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. I'm not sure what you're thanking me for.
She said that.
We're gonna give him a new notice.
I'll just make it right there.
Oh, nice.
Same. Happy New Year. Who's on the Samsung SM?
Chelsea Brooks.
Okay, Ms. Brooks, you were supposed to be here at 10:15.
Correct. I had called and they said I had to do Zoom, so I had to download the app. And my daughter ended up peeing the bed, so I had to take care of that real quick as well. Sorry about that.
Will advise you that today's the date set for a pre-trial on an eviction matter. I'm gonna play a video for you. The video will go over your rights, and it will also advise you of resources that you may be eligible for during this eviction. We have our eviction diversion facilitator, Mr. Rosa. He's present today and can meet with you if you'd like after the video to discuss any resources that you believe could help you avoid eviction. We also have representatives here from legal services, and they can meet with you as well and do an intake to see if you're eligible to be represented by their office, okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. And then we'll also give you a next court date. Give me just a moment. Let's see.
Okay.
I guess- Okay. I don't know what Miss Julian is doing. Was Miss Julian all set in the breakout room? I'm not sure why she's logging back in. Okay, I'll play the video.
Welcome to the 54A District Court. Please listen carefully for information about your rights and resources that may be available to assist you. Please have paper and a pen handy. You have a right to retain an attorney to represent you. If you do not have an attorney and you can afford an attorney, you might locate an attorney by calling the State Bar of Michigan at 1-800-968-0738. If you are a tenant and you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you may seek free representation from legal services. You should have received this information with your summons and complaint. There may be a representative from legal services available today to speak with you. You have a right to proper venue. If your residence is not located in the city of Lansing, you have a right to ask the court to transfer the case to the district where the property is located. You have a right to a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must request it orally in court today, or you may file a demand within 5 days. You are also responsible for paying the jury trial fee unless you have requested a waiver. Assistance may be available from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the local coordinated entry agency, or Advent House. Those agencies may be able to assist you with payment of some or all of the rent. You do not need a judgment for assistance. The summons and complaint are sufficient for your request for assistance. If you have served in our armed forces, assistance may also be available for the Michigan Veterans Trust Fund. Please call 1-800-642-4838, option 6. If your case is a non-payment case and you have already applied for assistance from one of the agencies, please be sure to tell the judge. You will be required to submit written proof to the court within 5 days. The 54A District Court has an eviction diversion facilitator on site to provide non-legal assistance, such as connecting you to possible resources. Please contact Ulysses Rosa at 517-483-7608. Your landlord-tenant case can be resolved in a number of ways. One way to resolve this case is if you and your landlord reach an agreement. In such case, a conditional dismissal is possible when approved by all parties. The court can provide you with a form for a conditional dismissal. Another resource is the Michigan Community Dispute Resolution Program. If the court determines that your case can be resolved through community dispute resolution, then that resource will be coordinated by the judge. Information about your other rights and the legal process is also available from the Guide to Michigan Legal Help at www.michiganlegalhelp.org. Thank you for your attention. Your case will be called shortly by the judge.
Okay, Mrs. Brooks, we're gonna set your matter for hearing. It's gonna be January 31st at 2 p.m.
You said the
In person
31st?
That's correct.
At what time again?
2:00 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Did you want to meet with legal services today?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's see, Ms. Bove, can I put her in the room with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're in room 2, Ms. Bove. I'll add her to room 2. You're already in room 2, Ms. Bobe, so you just returned to breakout room.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Angelique Leary.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Please start your video.
Turn it on.
Yes, please.
Okay, one moment. Sure.
And then I see Mindy is it McDowell?
It's McDaniels.
Okay. Your telephone says Min McDowell. Okay. It should be Mindy McDaniels, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Today's the date that's set for a pre-trial. This is an eviction matter for non-payment of rent. I'm going to play a video for you. You need to pay attention because it's going to go over some rights that are available to you during this eviction procedure, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We have representatives here from legal services. You can meet with them after the video if you'd like to discuss whether or not they can represent you, Ms. McDaniels. And then we also have our eviction diversion facilitator who's present with the court. And you can meet with him if you want to discuss potential resources that could help you avoid eviction, okay?
Sure.
We'll get you your next court date and that will be for a hearing, but let me play the video first. You meet with him if you want to discuss potential resources that can help you avoid eviction.
The video isn't playing.
968. Welcome to the 54A District Court. Please listen carefully for information about your rights and resources that may be available to assist you. Please have paper and a pen handy. You have a right to retain an attorney to represent you. If you do not have an attorney and you can afford an attorney, you might locate an attorney by calling the State Bar of Michigan at 1-800-968-0738. If you are a tenant and you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you may seek free representation from legal services. You should have received this information with your summons and complaint. There may be a representative from legal services available today to speak with you. You have a right to proper venue. If your residence is not located in the city of Lansing, you have a right to ask the court to transfer the case to the district where the property is located. You have a right to a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must request it orally in court today, or you may file a demand within 5 days. You are also responsible for paying the jury trial fee unless you have requested a waiver. Assistance may be available from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the local coordinated entry agency, or Abbott House. Those agencies may be able to assist you with payment of some or all of the rent. You do not need a judgment for assistance. The summons and complaint are sufficient for your request for assistance. If you have served in our armed forces, assistance may also be available for the Michigan Veterans Trust Fund. Please call 1-800-642-4838. Option 6. If your case is a non-payment case and you have already applied for assistance from one of the agencies, please be sure to tell the judge. You will be required to submit written proof to the court within 5 days. The 54A District Court has an eviction diversion facilitator on site to provide non-legal assistance, such as connecting you to possible resources. Please contact Ulysses Rosa at 517-483-6000. 7608. Your landlord-tenant case can be resolved in a number of ways. One way to resolve this case is if you and your landlord reach an agreement. In such case, a conditional dismissal is possible when approved by all parties. The court can provide you with a form for a conditional dismissal. Another resource is the Michigan Community Dispute Resolution Program. If the court determines that your case can be resolved through community dispute resolution, then that resource will be coordinated by the judge. Information about your other rights and the legal process is also available from the Guide to Michigan Legal Help at www.michiganlegalhelp.org. Thank you for your attention. Your case will be called shortly by the judge.
Okay, so Mr. Dua, I don't see anybody here for Trevino. They were serviced by attachment. So we'll reset this.
Okay.
January 3rd at 9:45.
Your Honor, is that by Zoom?
Yes, there'll be another pretrial.
Excellent. Thank you.
No problem. And then let's see. No one's appeared on behalf of Abby. That was also serviced by attachment. So same time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Have a happy New Year.
Same to you. Miller and Owens. No one's here? That's the, yeah. Oh, okay. Miss Larry, did you file your proof of service?
No,
Okay, how was it served?
I mailed it to her and I have a receipt for that, but it wasn't given to a court officer to serve her.
Okay, well, she's appeared at this point, so let's see. This is for non-payment of rent. We
Yes.
will set this matter for a hearing. Ms. McDaniels, do you have any applications pending to pay the past due rent with any agencies?
I filed a FDR form through DHS because I have to do that and get a denial or approval for them before I can get any help from anyone else.
Okay, when did you apply for that?
Yeah, I did it yesterday.
Okay. Okay, we'll set your matter for hearing. January 31st. January 31st at 2 p.m. in person at the court.
Okay.
Ms. McDaniels, did you want to meet with legal services today and with our eviction diversion facilitator?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well then you're all set for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's all I have for this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, same to you.